It's your girl, Kara Jones. I'm here with another gem therapy tip. So today, I'm going to be talking about cutters. You know, I had somebody say to me, I don't understand why people would even cut themselves. That doesn't even make sense to me, right? And, you know, I guess it wouldn't make sense to a lot of people. Why in the world would someone cut themselves, right? You know, if you're angry, if you're upset, why would you turn around and cut yourself? Well, I'm here to tell you why some people do it and some tips on how to observe it in other people and also how to avoid it for yourself, all right? So in my experience, I know some of you know, some of you don't know, I've been doing this for about 20 years. I started when I was 7. Anyway, but I started for a while, and I've been doing this for a very, very, very long time. And for the last 12 years of my career, I have a lifelong career of working with people of all ages, all ethnicities. In the last 11, 12 years, I've been working specifically with families, including children, sometimes primarily children. And I will tell you that it's most common for people in their adolescence to be the ones who are cutting. Usually I see it most common between age 13 to about 20. And then, of course, it does continue into adulthood. So that's where I most commonly see it. So first, why do people cut? Well, I'll tell you in my experience, this doesn't apply to all cutters. People cut for different reasons. I will tell you the ways that they cut. First, sometimes they're cutting with just simple, sharp objects. Most of the time, they're topical cuts. You'll find them most commonly on the thighs, the inner arms, sometimes hands, wrists. A lot of places, a lot of times the cuts are places that are not easily visible. They're places that can be hidden, and they're usually not for anybody to see them, you know? They're cutting with any, like I said, any sharp object. It could be, I've seen needles, I've seen razors, I've seen all different glass, just a lot of different things. Maybe I shouldn't be saying all this information, giving people ideas, but I just wanted to tell you because if there are any parents that wanted to protect, this is what you want to try to keep away from someone you know that is a cutter. Try to really safeguard sharp objects. Okay, here's the meat of it all. Why would they cut, right? Well, I'll tell you, in my experience, a lot of times it's associated with pain. You know, most of the time it's some type of emotional pain. If there's harassment in school, being teased, rejection, feeling not a part of, feeling like you don't fit in, that is emotional pain for somebody who is, like I said, within that 13 to 20 age range, in college, in high school, in middle school, teased, bullied, not fitting in, ostracized. How does this happen? Relocated from a new city, you know, being a different culture, looking a little different. These are all the reasons that they don't fit in or they feel ostracized or they get bullied. And what happens is there's emotional pain that takes place. So they cut as a distraction. Okay? A lot of times, a person who is cutting would rather have physical pain than that emotional anguish. It is a distraction. I know. Somebody might say, well, why don't they play a video game? Why don't they play Roblox? Why don't they go for a walk? Why won't they do something else to distract themselves? So it's a distraction from the emotional pain. They want to forget about it. A lot of times it could be because of parents' divorce or parents fighting. Whatever it is, it's a very unpleasant situation that they're dealing with that causes inner anguish. And a lot of times people don't have the capacity or the space when they're in emotional pain to be able to properly process this pain. They want to get away from it. They don't want to think about it. So they will harm themselves to get away from it. Right? That's one of the most common reasons that people will do it. A distraction from some type of emotional pain. Why does it go all the way to adulthood? Same reasons. Same reasons. Sometimes it's retaliatory. I'd rather hurt myself than have somebody else hurt me. You know? I'd rather cause my own pain than to have somebody else cause my pain. Same principle. I want to get away from the emotional pain and now have this physical pain distract me. Now, I talked about that as one of the main reasons. The other main reason is numbness. You know, a lot of times when people come to me and they want depression, they want treatment for depression, they don't feel sad. They feel blah. They feel numb. They feel nothing. They have no desire to do anything. They don't feel like, they feel hopeless, helpless. Everything sucks. What's the point? So they don't want to feel that way anymore. So again, they want to feel something. So they decide that pain is what they want to feel. I know. I say they decide, but I will change that and modify that to they believe that their only option is to have this physical pain allow them to feel something. You know, I just want to feel something. So what they do is they cut themselves so that they can feel something. As a reminder that they're still alive. That's how deep it is, you know? So last but not least point, I gave you 2 major reasons people do it. 1, a distraction from some type of emotional pain or anguish that they're receiving due to some unpleasant situations that they're facing, bullying, being targeted, rejections, divorce, family trauma, drama, all that stuff is a reason why there's this self-harm. Second is because they're numb, which is a form of, like, most largely associated with depression symptoms, and they want to feel something, so they do this in terms of, you know, just a way of escape, or a way of feeling something, a way of being stimulated, reminded that they're alive. And let me add this number 3, is that sometimes they're actually trying to disfigure themselves. They want to be able to put marks on their body that is something that is uniquely to them. Maybe they feel like they need something to make them distinct. They need something that's readily identifiable as a part of their personality. Maybe they feel like they're being forced to conform into a lot of things. I see that a lot when people have these type of identity disorder, feel like they're being forced into a certain lifestyle that they don't agree with, or forced to present a certain image or sense of the self that they don't really have. So they'll make these distinguishing marks upon themselves to kind of be able to distinguish themselves. How do you deal with it? First of all, get help. Get help. If you are struggling with any type of these behaviors, you find yourself doing these acts, get help. Therapy works. It works if you work it, so work it, you're worth it. Live it and love it, and get help. Talk to a professional. I have successfully worked with people to help them be able to reconnect with that self-value and self-worth that says, I don't want to be hurt, and I definitely don't want to be the person that's hurting myself, right? So definitely get help. Secondly, admit it to somebody who really cares about you, because maybe they can help you develop a plan to protect yourself, because you know what? Sometimes the cuts do get a little deeper and they can cause some permanent damage. Sometimes the scars don't heal, and there you are with all these marks on yourself that are a reminder of a time and place in life that you were not at your best self. You know what I'm saying? Third, also, for people, if you know parents, like I said before, safeguard sharp instruments, pay attention. I know we want to respect people's individuality. We don't want to get in their business, but you know what? Sometimes you need to look at your kid's body. Look at their body. You know what I'm saying? And if it's an adult, if it's someone who is trusted, if it's somebody who you have that type of relationship, check their body out. Make sure they're good. Make sure they're okay. You know what I'm saying? How do you help remember that life has value? And what I do in therapy is I help people reconnect with the things that are valuable, the people that are valuable, to find meaningfulness in life, a life that maybe you didn't want, maybe it's not what you want. Anyway, this is my therapy tip. If you want more information, hit me up. Check out some of my other videos. Remember, you're worth it. You're worth it. Love you, gems.